Trying to serenade you as we get ready for Unstabled. Oh, so bad. It's like elevator music. Anyway, yeah, we gotta get our intro video back. Stupid copyrights. Anyway, welcome back to Unstabled. It's been a minute since we've seen you guys. It's off season, man. Not a whole lot going on. So we're gonna keep this episode kind of short and sweet. Obviously, draft day is right around the corner, and Colts did make some off season moves. There's been some shifts. Some signings, not happy about some releases. So we'll get into all that. With me as always is Justin. How are you doing, man?
Oh man, doing pretty good. So excited that draft day is almost here. Man, I don't know about how y'all are feeling out there, but I'm so psyched. I love draft day. I was telling Jeff earlier, like, I don't know if it's just me being weird. I know I can get the results after the fact, but I always keep track in a notebook and I write them down live as they're happening. And I don't know. I get so excited for draft day because in the dynasty world, these are the rookies and their landing spots. So, it doesn't matter how we think about them. Landing spot matters in the NFL.
For sure. And do a little housekeeping. I got 75 subscribers. We're trying to bump that up. Goal's been 100. Help us get there. Like, share, subscribe. For sure. So you don't miss any content, hit that notification bell. Always go over to this AFC South show on the Curtis Podcast Network, where we will be going live as we always do for draft day, at least night one. Trying to figure out if we're going to do go live here or on Justin's, or if we're going to share both, or how we're going to do it. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to try to see if we can go live night two as well. Do reactions for that as well. So hit those notification bells, Kingmakers. This AFC South show Unstabled. Click all the buttons except the dislike ones. We appreciate it. And we'll just get right into it, man. It's been a little bit more eventful of an offseason for the Colts, but, the bar was kind of low. They're usually not eventful at all. So it was nice to see Ballard make some of the moves that he made. A little disappointing to see one particular move that he did make. And we'll just get out of the way. I've been done with Mo Alley Cox. I was done with it 3 years ago. Finally, he didn't get re-signed, and I was like, all right, they're done with the Mo Alley Cox experiment. And then Ballard signed him again to a 2-year deal, or a year, 1 year, $2 million deal or something like that. And I'm like,
that's
he should have been gone.
Didn't need to spend on that sorry waste of a tight end.
He's a good blocker, but who cares?
And his last name's Cox. Come on.
Yeah, we
don't need people laughing at us more than they already are.
Can we legally change the name in Jersey to Mo Alley? Can it just say Alley?
Right, just
does it have to say
or Mo or just Mo?
Just Big Mo.
Just
custom the jersey to Big Mo.
I was got Cox on the field.
Cox.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I wasn't.
I didn't like it.
I was happy to be rid of him. We got Kylan Granson out, shipped off to the Eagles. Molly Cox was gone. And what do we do?
Jelani Woods train back on track. Oh,
Molly
Cox is back.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they did at the time. The Matt Gay signing made sense. The Colts were having a lot of issues with kickers, and on the Rams, he was one of the most accurate kickers in the league. It made sense. Did they overpay him? Yeah. Did he pan out? Absolutely not. He was money, 40 and under, but 50 couldn't do it.
Nope.
Couldn't do it. And so it just they cut him loose. It was the right move to make. The guy that I called the human yo-yo, he kept going, getting cut from the practice squad, getting signed back to the practice squad. It seemed like it was like a Wednesday he'd get cut and Friday re-signed. I think he did that 14 times last year. And I think the Chiefs or somebody just got tired of seeing it and signed it. I can't remember where he went, but I think they just got tired of seeing him get pinged back and forth off of our practice squad, and they just signed him so we'd stop it.
They did their community service.
We'll give you a home for a few months. Just Jesus. Yeah. But he's back. And presumably now he is probably the starting kicker to take over for Matt Gay, unless if Chris Ballard, drafts a kicker. I don't see that happening.
No, there's not really one this year that is draft worthy.
Nah. And again, I will say that obviously Rodrigo Blankenship did not work out. But it was the right move. Like, he was money in college. Like, I get it.
Yeah, Specs at Georgia was
Unbelievable.
so great.
Yeah, it did not
Specs in
pan
the
out.
NFL,
Not so good. Oh man, and having him go out there for
because he looked
the
like a third
kickoffs.
grader.
Oh my god, it was so bad. Yeah, it was rough. That was some rough watching. Yeah, I was at that Texans game where that was his last game.
Yeah, it was
Boy,
almost like
brutal.
you needed that Celine Dion song to play in the background. You know,
like,
In the Arms of an Angel.
How do you kick the ball out of bounds on kickoff twice, Rodrigo? I mean, goddamn. Like, just don't kick the ball out of bounds, Rodrigo.
Simple.
And you like, he's out of the NFL.
Simple math.
That was rough. But yeah, I get why they did overpay for Matt Gay. It just didn't work out. I'm not really gonna fault Ballard for that. There are a lot more reasons for me to fault Ballard than signing Matt Gay. Obviously, he finally admitted that he fucked up last season, not doing anything to shore up the secondary. Yeah. And of course, you can always say pending injury, but you assume that they're going to be healthy. Right. And if they do, he did kind of shore up the secondary. Ward, fantastic corner. Bynum had some really good years, kind of up and down play and coverage, but he's great against the run. He's a really good tackling safety. So weakness is coverage, but I think you can fix that. But he's a good signing, Bynum. So I'm really good with those two. Did you overpay for him? Well, I mean, you're in Indianapolis, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
It's at least they didn't have to overpay for Christian Kirk. Like,
yeah, I mean, you have some of the best amenities in the NFL as far as facilities go, but a winning organization. So you have there's a price you got to pay to go to a non-winning organization. I mean, we saw Jacksonville do it with Christian Kirk a couple of years back.
Way overpaid. For a very mid receiver.
Right. But they had to. They were in that situation. And sadly, that the Colts are kind of in that position right now where you had to overpay some of these guys. We got Bynum and Ward, which are great additions. We needed that. Thank you, Chris Ballard. Now you got to go stick the draft, bro.
Yeah, this is your redemption year, Ballard. I mean, this is make or break. I don't know how he's still on the team after last year, but he is, and we have to deal with it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Then you hope for the best. Like Anthony Richardson has given me no reason to believe that he's going to be the franchise, the future of the franchise. You hope he is. Like, I'm not delusional like Jacksonville fans who have, an overpaid quarterback who's way underperformed. At least they haven't given Anthony Richardson the contract yet. I'm a realist. I understand that there's a lot of issues with Anthony Richardson. One being experience, two being attitude. And I'm not saying like he's got a bad attitude. I'm saying that his on-field attitude, just that mental preparation to play the game, to play the position, it just obviously isn't there. He's got all the talent and physical attributes in the world. It just has to come together. And that's what I'm talking about with that attitude.
I mean, this year is make or break, bro.
This is it.
You do not get and what Chris Ballard has done is he has tied his hands or handcuffed literally more like himself to Anthony Richardson. So if Anthony Richardson don't work, Chris Ballard don't work. Sorry, you're both gone. We're just going to start fresh with something else.
And then you got to believe it'll be Shane Steichen.
And maybe you can get Arch Manning and, figure it out from there. Bring in a Texas guy, which I'm going to be watching every game. And I know my boy Greg White in the chat. I know he's hook 'em horns, baby. So I would be super excited to have Arch come to Indianapolis. I mean, royalty and a Longhorn, sign me up. And you got Arch throwing to Adonai Mitchell, which, they never started a lot of games together or nothing like that, but they have that rapport from college. So at least that helps.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where I'm at on this season. I guess we could just roll into the draft because, we can't really tell. I will say that I still don't understand how Ballard kept his job after last year, because I defended Ballard all the way up until last year. Like this dude is one of the better drafters in the NFL. He finds talent all over the place. I was driving that home, and they regressed, and he probably had the worst draft of his career. And he's still the Colt GM. Like that I couldn't piece together, because I mean, yeah, I like Latu. I mean, he's a hard worker. I think he was in a shitty system that didn't benefit him. And I'm not saying that Adonai Mitchell is a bust. It's way too early to say that. But he had a bad rookie campaign. It was a bad campaign. And then beyond that, he had 3 mid picks that weren't even on the team. So yeah, this was, if Latu doesn't get even better, and if Adonai Mitchell is still the same, yeah, last year's draft was a shitty draft.
Yeah. I mean, outside of
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yeah.
Outside of Latu, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Man, dude, as we're getting closer and closer to the draft, pro days are over, all that stuff like that. Like it's getting to the point where I'm kind of getting a little nervous that maybe even, my favorite, I know we have consensus what everybody thinks the Colts are going to do at 14,
Tyler Warren.
But it's looking like maybe neither one of those guys are going to be there at 14 from so many mock drafts that we've looked at from some of the leading professionals in the league, or that revolve around the NFL draft. So I don't know, man. What are you seeing out there as far as like mock drafts? Like,
if it gets to a point at 14 and like Tyler Warren is gone and your Malachi Starks is gone, and it comes and maybe even that what's his name, Loveland, the other
Colston Loveland,
Colston Loveland,
out of Michigan.
I would think that him or Warren will still be there at 14, but
I think guaranteed Loveland, maybe Warren.
But then you have to start weighing the value at the pick, and is he worth a 14th? So then you start
Colston Loveland. Yeah. So Colston Loveland has been the top tight end in college for a couple of years now, and then Tyler Warren had his breakout.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how we saw with Kyle Pitts. Like Pat Freiermuth was the guy for a couple of years, and then Kyle Pitts had his big breakout year, and look what he's done. I mean, there's an argument to be made that Pat Freiermuth is more consistent on an NFL roster than Kyle Pitts, which is fair, totally fair.
Sure.
But I don't think there's really much difference between Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren. I really don't. I think the safer pick is Colston Loveland, because I want to go with a player that has done it more consistently than someone who's just flash in the pan, had one great year. I mean, not to say he hasn't had a good college career. I'm not saying that, but have one like amazing breakout year, whereas Colston Loveland has been consistently the top guy. I think that is the safer pick. So if you can trade back a little bit and still get a top guy in Colston Loveland, who I think is the same guy, if not better than Tyler Warren, I'm okay with that. And you pick up a second, a third, something like that, whatever you can do. Of course, it depends on who you trade with, right?
Mm-hmm. So I still think in free agency, there's still some decent tight ends. Decent. Maybe probably better than Mo Alley Cox. Maybe. And I was against the attitude, or the idea that they shouldn't go anything other than tight end. And now I'm like, you know what? I really like Zaire Franklin. I mean, he's a tackling machine, but he's bad in coverage. He's just not a good cover guy. I wouldn't be opposed to maybe a linebacker there at 14.
I'm interested in who you're going with. I hope you're going to say who I think you are.
Because you've got Bynum, you've got whatever, and then I don't know, man.
Say it.
I'm going to let you say it. Go ahead.
Jihad Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see Jihad Campbell go there. I think he's awesome.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
He comes from a powerhouse school that, like, defense is what they do at the University of Alabama. Them country boys, they know how to play defense. And Jihad Campbell knows how to play defense. So I'm with you, bro. G.I. Campbell.
So,
and just so y'all know, we did not know who each other was talking about. Me and Jeff are just on the same page. Like we are the tag team of all tag teams.
Yeah.
We just know each other right now at this point.
Yeah. And speaking of tag team, we did just do a wrestling tag team talk. Head on over there, like, share, and subscribe on it if you're a wrestling fan.
If you're gonna be watching WrestleMania.
So I'm sorry. I'm just browsing the web, seeing what people are doing mock drafts, and they did have the Colts taking Colston Loveland at 14 and a linebacker in round 2. So it seems like we're kind of at that consensus where it's like, and then I saw another intriguing one, edge rusher at 14.
Okay.
And I don't know how I feel about going Latu and then another edge at 14. But man,
I don't think edge is. I don't think
it's a high priority. Man. But again, it's the first round, and you start thinking about who is the best player on the board, regardless of needs. Because sometimes they tell you don't draft and reach for team needs. You draft the best player at that point when you're picking.
Yeah.
What if Ballard is like the best player on the board right now is an edge rusher, and you pair that with. Oh, I'm just saying I saw it in a different mock draft.
Okay. I mean, there's some good edge rushers, but
yeah, I'm not.
You talked about value of the pick already, and it's like, man, at 14, who could do that? And not only value of the pick, but I know we don't. You don't want to say like need at the position, but if you're like, you have a lot at that position that are decent. Man, it's hard to pick at that position, even if it is the best player available, you know? Because I mean, if you believe in Latu, you know, because Chris Ballard, he likes the skies.
I'm just saying, if you look at things like the Texans have done, having 2 like first round edge rushers
looks pretty good.
I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be Mathis and Freeney,
no,
but to have that back again, and you just went out and got Bynum and Ward in your secondary.
Dude, those were the days.
It's intriguing.
Yeah.
Because the Colts have never really had a very good secondary, if you really think about it. Like you had, Bob Sanders, whatever. But beyond like a few years here and there, like Vernon Davis, like you had some good whatever kind of on the back end of their career. But the Colts have never been like, I am scared of the Colts secondary. Never. You were scared of their edge rushers because it was Mathis and Freeney, but you were never like terrified of their secondary.
Yeah, Gary Brackett locking down the middle, but yeah, like the edge.
Yeah.
Ever since
you were never scared.
You're right. I mean, because I don't think Kwity Paye's a guy. Don't get me wrong. Samson Ebukam, like he's replaceable. Like if you go out and you get like a Shamar Stewart at 14, I mean. Ebukam's not playing. I'm sorry. You put Shamar Stewart starting, and you figure out what you can do with Kwity Paye and maybe have Latu on the other side. Maybe you trade Kwity Paye during the draft for another pick or something like that, for like a third or fourth, probably a fourth.
Kwity Paye has not.
Right.
He's been okay, but he hasn't been hasn't measured up to where he should.
Right. I don't think he really fits our team that well. I think that's the problem. Maybe it's not Kwity Paye. Maybe it's just the scheme. But
I'll give you that because Bradley sucks. But
well, I'm glad he's gone now. But I'm with you, bro. I could see Latu and Shamar Stewart. Like I think that is a pretty good edge duo.
Just saying. And then you have Butner and Grover in the middle.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, dude.
Like that's a front four that you can respect.
But again, I hope they go tight end. I do. If you plan on Anthony Richardson taking the strides that he needs to take, you need to have that reliable person. I know the Colts are a run first. They've already got 3 receivers he can't get the ball to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the argument of why do you need a tight end if he already can't get, like, if he's completing 9 passes a game, why do you need a tight end here? It's like, I understand that. But if you're planning on him making the strides that he's going to make, you got to go all in on it.
You have to.
And
give him
I feel like if you go defense, it means you're saying we're going to have to rely on our defense a lot.
Yeah, that's not really showing a lot of confidence in your young guy, Like after you just got through telling the whole world how much you are behind him and, we're going to give him the tools to win, but then you went and signed Daniel Jones.
And then their 14th overall pick is an edge or a linebacker.
Yeah, it's like, guys, you're confusing me so much right now. What are we doing?
I would fully expect it to be Warren or Loveland. I would expect that's my expectation going into this, is that it's going to be tight end.
If Starks and Warren are gone, bro, I'm all on board with Colson Loveland.
Yeah,
because there's no way Colson Loveland's gone before 14. There's no way. He easily goes to 14.
And like I said in the previous pod, if probably won't happen, but if Tyler Warren and Loveland are both there at 14, I wouldn't hate a trade back and still get one of the two.
Trade back, get Colson Loveland. Still, like I said, I'm a fan of Loveland. I think he's the same as Warren. That would be, bro, you would see me on the live just jumping. Like, I will come out of my seat.
Don't trade out of the goddamn first round, though.
Do not trade out of the first round, Chris Ballard. Do not do that. Oh, my God, do not do that.
What would you be selling the future for? You probably won't be here next year if you do that.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's hope he doesn't see that and be like, oh man, Starks and Warren are gone. Well, guess I'll be gone too. Let me just take a corner out of Northwestern State Michigan University College round or something. I don't know. No, the 14 overall.
Oh Jesus. Well, he's not Gregson taking Philip Dorsett in the first round.
Oh, we riot.
Fucking Christ. Like, you know what? Out of all the picks, I have never complained about a pick. Never. The only time I've ever complained about a pick was Philip Dorsett, because not only was it not a position of need, it was a shitty pick for an undersized receiver. Like, the entire thing was ridiculous. I said, this is bullshit. This is a bad pick. It's not going to work. And I was 100% right. It didn't. He didn't work.
I remember watching that pick live. We were at a friend of ours' house. And I was just like, who the hell is Philip Dorsett?
A, who the fuck is this? And B, why the fuck?
Yeah.
Made no sense. No sense at all. It was so infuriating.
He proved every year why he didn't deserve to be GM. But anyways, we don't need to dwell on our horrible past of Ryan Grigson.
And how he was such an awful drafter.
He wasted Andrew Luck's career.
Well, he drafted Andrew Luck. No, he was gift wrapped Andrew Luck on a silver plate.
Yeah, he gets fired if he doesn't draft Andrew Luck. Yeah. That's not like, oh, he drafted him. There was no better okay, RG3 won the Heisman. No, Andrew Luck was the best quarterback, bar none.
Let me put it like this: if the Colts go corner or safety or whatever the fuck instead of Andrew Luck first overall, you already know Washington is grabbing Andrew Luck. Like, they're not going to take RG3 if Andrew Luck is sitting there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mess around and pull a Houston and take Mario Williams instead of Vince Young or Reggie Bush. Like, those were the picks. It was never supposed to be Mario Williams, but they did it and it failed. And
it didn't work the other way either, though, to be fair. What
do you mean?
Vince Young? I'm taking Mario Williams. It just.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't work.
I'm saying none of them worked. Like, if they had gone Reggie Bush, none of it worked.
Vince Young didn't work because Jeff Fisher was horrible.
That's true.
Jeff Fisher took a mobile quarterback who was known for being a gunslinger, throwing on the run, and tried to make him into a pocket passer. Jeff Fisher is a moron of all morons for doing that.
Yeah.
So that's like if you took Lamar Jackson and said, don't ever run, just throw the ball. It will not work out well.
Yeah.
And he ruined it.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush didn't go to a team that fit him, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But hey, that's a story of what if. But anyways. So
yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I would believe that with their first round pick, presumably at 14, tight end. And I know a lot of people are going to be banging on their keyboards for that one, but I don't know, man. Like, it makes sense that, what if Adonai Mitchell doesn't work out? What if Pittman, I'm sorry, he's played a lot of games and he doesn't have a lot of touchdowns. Like, he's not the red zone threat. He's a good possession receiver. Like, he's good.
Yeah.
He can find the first down, but he's not that red zone menace that you hope that you should get out of a number one.
Right.
And it's, I don't hate Pittman, but at the same time, the numbers aren't great. Granted, he's had a lot of quarterback problems to work with him. I'll give him that. Alec Pierce kind of had a breakout year last year for what it was, and of course, Josh Downs I think is one of the best slot receivers in the game. And that's not me being a homer. There's not a lot of slot receivers that you can put over Josh Downs. They're just
no. I mean,
this is just a fact.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a homer pick there, or it's not homer fandom talking. I mean, it's just, dude, Josh Downs is good. He's good at playing slot receiver. Like, he's a good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, if he keeps going the way he's going, he's going to be like the next Wes Welker. Like he's good.
I mean, I dare to say he's better than Wes Welker, but he needs to be used. Wes Welker had Tom Brady. Josh Downs has Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, and Joe Flacco.
So take that for
and
what
Minshew. Yeah,
and Minshew.
Yeah.
Man, so CBS Sports, they actually have Colson Loveland being taken at 14, but
a lot, dude.
But they have Tyler Warren be taken after that at 22 to the Chargers.
Really? Maybe they're taking into consideration what you talked about, like consistency over flash in the pan kind of thing.
Maybe. So maybe here on Unstabled, we might know a little bit about a little bit, maybe.
But and then the other thing is like Will Fry's left, and then Braden Smith had his mental health issues. Says he's back, he's focused, whatever. Quentin Nelson is not getting younger. I think Bernard Ryman is getting better. You've got Bortolini at center, but you still have that like right guard. And Braden Smith has had issues like physically being healthy too. Yeah. So you kind of have that right side of the. It wouldn't surprise me if he went guard or tackle either. It's just, it's not a sexy pick, but at the same time, you know that you need to protect your quarterback. You know you need to open up lanes for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
I'm just speculating here.
You're 100% right. At some point, you have to solidify that offensive line because your whole offense revolves around your offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, did the Dallas Cowboys not give anybody a clear indicator of how you build an offensive line? No, everybody was curious and hated. Oh, when Zach Martin got drafted, I remember watching that live. Just nothing but boo, boo. Because of course we all want the big pick, right? You want the big receiver or the running back, or quarterback or whatever, right? The big sexy pick. But it worked, man. And for all Jerry Jones's flaws, the man builds an offensive line.
He can't get a quarterback, or he can't get anything else going.
That out.
But he can build a fucking line.
Well, that's because Jerry Jones is racist and likes them white boys. I said it.
I can't refute it.
I mean,
he's just an old rich douchebag who needs to Dallas will not win a goddamn thing for as long as he's running the show there. I'm on board with it.
And it's sad Dallas, to say because they've had so much talent, and I don't want this to seem like I'm bashing Dallas because I'm not. It's bashing Jerry Jones. They've had so much talent over the years. Like on paper, Dallas has been the best team on paper for a lot of years. Like not consistently, but like there's been years where like, okay, this team should be unbeatable.
Like, how do you have this lineup and you still
don't even make the playoffs?
Get bounced in the first round, or
right?
Like, how is that possible?
Like in in a weak division too. Yeah, but anyways, it's not a Cowboys problem. It's a Jerry Jones problem.
I do have a Dallas problem too, but
I don't. I have a Jerry Jones problem. I don't mind the Cowboys.
I hate them.
I'll never root for them as long as Jerry Jones is running the show.
I never would.
Just because Jerry Jones is not a great person in my eyes, but that's just me personally.
The one Super Bowl that I had hoped that never would happen, and whatever, would be the Cowboys and the Patriots. I don't know what to do in that situation. Like I hate both.
Not watch it. Just not watch it.
Not watch. Like it just didn't happen. We're just going to erase it from memory.
I'll just come to your house and we'll just go to the bar and not look at the TV.
Yeah.
We'll just have.
Just what an awful Super Bowl. Like, okay, I would drive to Dallas like twice a week for like 4 years in my last job, and I hate Dallas. Their highway system sucks. Like Houston drivers are pretty ridiculous, but Dallas is way worse. Their highway system is awful.
Yeah.
Hate it. hate it.
Yeah, there's one
Hate the
spot
team, hate
where
this.
when I was working in Oklahoma, I would have to go through Dallas, and there was one spot where you come through downtown, but you're coming up 35 or no 45 to 35, where it becomes 35.
Nightmare.
And then that whole transition is really horrible. Like you're going
Sucks.
down into a tunnel and then you come back up and then over. It's ridiculous.
The best way.
You're not missing anything, everybody.
Yeah, we're on a whole different tangent now. That is fine. Up 45. Take and if anybody well, there's one person watching, so it doesn't matter. Go up 45. There's I can't remember what it's called, but it's on the outskirts of Dallas. You take it out, and then there's the George Bush Turnpike.
Yeah.
And it completely avoids all that nonsense, and then you can reconnect basically back up with or I guess 45 or 35.
I think it becomes 35 after Dallas. Yeah.
But it's like he goes all the way around, pretty much up to like near Fort Worth. So it kind of goes around the city of Dallas, and you don't have to do that whole juncture.
Oh, that's
when I drove the truck, that's the way that I went.
Oh, well,
it might have taken like 5-10 minutes longer, but I hate all of this
anymore.
It was awful.
Let me ask you something. What would be the crazy pick at 14? The craziest of crazy picks that Chris Ballard would do. Quarterback? As long as you don't say Shedeur Sanders, we can continue being friends. Oh, Shedeur Sanders. As long as you don't say that.
Oh, God, you got it worse, Anthony. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, we suck again.
We still suck.
That
Could you
would
imagine
be
the Colts with the 14th overall pick take Shedeur Sanders?
I'm pretty sure I killed the live stream. I turn my TV off and I go to bed. And I call my boss and say, "Can I please work tomorrow?"
I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my Cubs hat.
Yeah, I want to work all day tomorrow. I just hate my life.
Shedeur, oh goddamn.
Oh, it's gonna be a horrible day at work on the Friday if they do take Shedeur Sanders at 14.
Oh, it'll be a terrible day.
Oh man, I mean Shedeur Sanders is falling hard in the drafts. I'm curious to see where he's gonna land. Like. For me, I think the
Titans are taking him first.
The dumbest. Oh yeah. Oh God, can you imagine that? Hey, looking at you, Titans table for 2.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if B Squared's still here, but yeah, we're looking at you, Blake Bellamy, Shedeur. He's like, I like him and Ward. I'm like, oh, you are a Titans fan. You don't know what a good quarterback is.
I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my quarterbacks. At least I don't know. We're in the same spot. We got 2 crappy quarterbacks, so we're with you, Titans fans.
Again,
like,
we're not delusional about it. We're not Jaguars fans. We're not living in fantasy land about it.
Yeah,
we're realists, and we know that we're kind of up shit's creek right now. We have like half a paddle, like the paddle, like we haven't lost the paddle, but it's close.
It's got a crack down the middle, and it's breaking with every row.
All I'm asking for, dude, is 60% completion. That's like just be an average quarterback, and I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
What if wide receiver?
Why?
Exactly. That would be the craziest thing. Wide receiver. The only other crazier thing would be defensive tackle.
Is he talking about me when I talk shit about Jacksonville?
I think so. I think you got him. I think you got him a little sour.
I'm gonna keep doing it, man. Like the dude has done nothing. Like I will give him a pass for year 1.
Y'all got him started.
I'll give him a pass for year 1 because that whole coaching was a nightmare. That was a disaster.
Oh, for Trevor Lawrence?
Oh yeah. I'll give Trevor Lawrence a pass.
I like Trevor Lawrence. I would love if Trevor Lawrence came to Colts.
4 years, and it's been
bro. If you did Anthony Richardson and the 14th overall pick for Trevor Lawrence, sign me up.
Okay, and my whole question
that
to Jacksonville
changes the whole franchise.
My whole question to Jacksonville fans is: if Trevor Lawrence was, say, on the Colts, and the Colts did the exact same thing with Trevor Lawrence, and he put up the same numbers that he put with Jacksonville or whatever. Would you be saying that Trevor Lawrence is a top 5? You fucking wouldn't. And you know you wouldn't. You say the talent's there.
I'm not saying he's top 5.
No,
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying you would say he's booty cheeks. He hasn't done a goddamn thing for that franchise. They haven't gotten anywhere. You know damn well the Jacksonville fans would be talking some mad shit if Trevor Lawrence was doing that with the Colts.
Yeah, but if Trevor Lawrence was never on the Jaguars, they don't have any ties to him at that point.
No, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying if Trevor Lawrence was the exact same stats and everything, but he was just drafted to the Colts.
Okay.
And the Colts didn't go to the playoffs and they got bounced in round 1 or whatever. They would be saying that Trevor Lawrence is booty cheeks. But he's like, look, he's top 5 in this one stat. Like, who gives a shit? What does it translate to?
Long, and beautiful hair.
And then you paid him.
Yeah. I mean, well, they knew if they didn't pay Lawrence, he was gone. Because
what are you losing though?
All the franchise, no.
What are you losing?
That's where I disagree with you.
The franchise still sucks. What are you losing?
Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback, and I'll die on that hill. That
he's done nothing to prove it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Jags fans. Look, I get it. You support your boy, and I respect that. But I don't think Trevor Lawrence has been supported by the franchise. He's getting the same treatment that Andrew Luck got. But Andrew Luck was far superior to Trevor Lawrence. Let's not be crazy or anything like that. But where he's not getting the support staff that he needs, right? And sadly, we saw how that worked.
Oh yeah, the play calling has been awful. Their line has been.
Trevor Lawrence has had no consistency in Jacksonville, which is not great for him because he was like the next guy coming out.
Yeah. Kansas City and Bills wouldn't.
So what's it say? There's not a GM.
Ravens wouldn't
take. 100%. Like
I just listed Ballard, 3 right now.
If Chris Ballard is not trying to say, hey, like, what can I put with my 14th overall pick? I'll give you Jones and Richardson and the 14th, like for Trevor Lawrence, or I'll give you 14 in next year's first round.
He's done nothing to prove to me that he's worth that kind of trade.
Not on Jacksonville, but what I'm saying is I think Trevor Lawrence can be something with the right staff around him, with the right supporting cast. Like the Jaguars have gone out and got Brian Thomas Jr., which is great. He needs that. But he needs more than that. He needs a better offensive line. He's going to need more than just Brian Thomas Jr. Gabe Davis ain't it. Kirk Cousins wasn't it. Christian Kirk did a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, Christian Kirk had his splashes in the pan and stuff like that. But Josh Downs is better than Christian Kirk. I'll say it. So Trevor Lawrence already is coming into a better wide receiver. The combination of Pittman and potential of bringing in a tight end that you can get a great quality tight end in the second round if you keep your second rounder trading away the 14th. I think you can build and a better offensive line. The Colts have a better offensive line than Jacksonville. That's a PFF stat. I'm sorry, that's how it is at today. As we sit on April 17th, the Colts have a better offensive line.
But to me, it's giving up a lot for a quarterback that really hasn't proven it. Right now, would I rather have Trevor Lawrence and Anthony Richardson? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not delusional or whatever in my hatred for Jacksonville, but I wouldn't want to give up the farm for it either. He's put up some good numbers, but he hasn't shown that, except against the Colts' terrible secondary, that he can just take over a game. I haven't seen it. There's nothing there that's like, man, this guy, he deserved that draft spot, and man, he's lived up to that.
I saw one game, week 17. Against a certain team.
No, that's what I just said, except against the Colts.
Oh, yeah.
He shredded the Colts to shit.
I just think Trevor Lawrence has everything to be a good NFL. I said good, not great. Yeah. A good NFL quarterback. He can be a quality, maybe not a franchise quarterback, but I guess if you're the quarterback and you're like the starter, you're kind of the franchise quarterback. But I mean, he's not ever going to be like your Patrick Mahomes, face of the franchise, right? Because that dude's like the face of the NFL at this point. But I think, yes, you're right. Trevor Lawrence hasn't done a lot in Jacksonville, but that's not to say he can't do more on another team with better support.
So my argument there is then Andrew Luck had a pretty shitty supporting cast. He had Reggie Wayne for a little while. His line was always dookie shit.
Yeah.
Their defense wasn't good.
No.
Like I think there was Mathis there was for a few years, but beyond that,
yeah, but you had Mathis in his twilight years when he wasn't
he didn't
Robert
have
Mathis, the Hall of Famer.
His best running back was fucking like Vic Ballard and Dwayne Brown. Those were his running backs.
Yeah.
And Andrew Luck took this team 1 year further in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
With a bad team.
At the time, the greatest comeback of all time. Yeah, the greatest comeback of all time. He did that.
I'm saying, I think Jacksonville has a better team with better coaching than Andrew Luck had with the Colts.
Yeah.
And I can't see Trevor Lawrence taking the franchise like that. And that's my issue with trading like that for a quarterback that just doesn't. Dude, have you not been listening? I have been shitting on Anthony Richardson this entire I am not comparing the two. I'm saying, and I actually did just say right now I would rather have Trevor Lawrence than what we've got now.
Oh yeah, but no, that's how I can tell.
I'm saying
that's how I can tell that Eric hasn't been listening because I just praised Trevor Lawrence for like a good.
Well, he's saying it to me, but I did say like right now, Anthony Richardson, and you're not listening, dude. We said right now we are up the creek with like a busted ass half a paddle.
Yeah.
And we're just hoping that he can get 60% completion and stay on the goddamn field.
Yeah.
And he hasn't proven it. That's why I'm like, great. We have Daniel Jones, who has the second worst passer rating last year. Like, to his credit, it was the Giants. But
right,
I'm just saying, I would not sell the farm to trade for Trevor Lawrence. I wouldn't do it. I would rather hold on and go get fucking the next Manning.
I mean,
I would rather wait.
Even if the Jaguars say, all right, hey, give me the 14th overall pick and Anthony Richardson for Trevor Lawrence. If it's cheap, because to me, I think that is dirt cheap for Anthony Richardson.
They would never do it.
They would. But I'm just saying, like, no GM in their right mind would do that. But I'm just saying, like,
oh no, that's probably worse than Anthony Richardson. Dude.
Shedeur? Oh no, stop.
That's even worse than Richardson.
No, he's gonna go somewhere else.
He's gonna go to the Titans.
Oh man, Titans, you were on the clock, and
they take Shedeur.
They better not take Shedeur. That's gonna be the worst thing. Like Titans table for 2 is gonna be like it's gonna be unwatchable because it's gonna be a nightmare over there. Like they're gonna be burning all the jerseys.
This is just how it'll be. I'll give you a preview of how.
Oh, me? Just me?
No, nobody.
Oh,
just be 20 minutes of just a Titans logo.
Yeah, you just see them. They're just sitting there like this, like. What's that? How's that? What's that? There's a meme like with Patrick Stewart and Star Trek just doing this, like the face palm or whatever it's called. Yeah,
or the Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's gonna be Titans table for 2 for like an hour straight.
I mean, so if the trade were on the table, if they were like, hey, we'll give you Trevor Lawrence for the 14th and Anthony, I'd probably make the trade. But they're gonna want like 2 or 3 firsts, a second, Anthony Richardson, and like.
With the possibility of getting a guy like Drew Allar, or let's see how Arch Manning does. Let's say Arch Manning comes out this year and has a lights out year. You have opportunity at Drew Allar or Arch Manning.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'd have to have a horrible year to be able to get them guys in the 1 and 2 spot.
And I'm okay with it. Suck for Manning.
Or Drew Allar. Like, man, keep an eye on Drew Allar this year, bro. Like, watch some Penn State games. I think you're gonna become a fan of Drew Allar. He's very pro ready. He could have easily been the first overall draft pick if he would have come out this year. Like, and it wouldn't have been close at all. Wouldn't have been close. Like the Titans
probably saw that the Titans were first on the clock,
bro. I think if the Titans told their fans and said, "Hey guys, we are going to tank for Drew Allar.
I'm staying in college.
We're gonna get a top running back or a top whatever you need at any your worst position. Let's say we're gonna get the top guy, and then you say next year we're targeting a quarterback, and we're gonna tank, and then you go get Drew Allar. I think Titans fans would be okay once they do their homework on Drew Allar. I honestly do. Drew Allar can change that franchise better than Cam Ward because Drew Allar comes in pro ready, whereas Cam Ward still has a lot of things to polish on because he has a lot of flaws. There's no good quarterback in this draft. I mean, there's quarterbacks that could be good, like Jackson Dart could be good. I think Riley Leonard looked good. I mean, these guys, Riley Leonard coming from Notre Dame, like I think he comes from a pro-ready offense and like no BS kind of system, all that kind of. But no, there's not a guy this year that could be Drew Allar for them next year.
Fair enough.
But I feel like we're having this AFC South show, just you and I.
Yeah. I mean, we were supposed to do it tonight, but yeah, it was never the Titans.
It was never the Titans.
It was never the Titans. I think we're going to wrap it up. Getting kind of late. This is our second pod, so we're pretty drained. But thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe. Head on over to this AFC South show. Do the same. Head on over to Third and Teal. Show them some love over there. Titans takeaways. I promise there is a host for the show. They are there. But yeah, and make sure you do the same here. We appreciate all the support. And we'll see you maybe before the draft, at least. We will at least see you for the draft. Until next time, y'all be good people.